Welcome to my vision statement PowerPoint. In my future career, I'll be working for Southwest Human Development as an in-school board-certified applied behavioral analysis therapist. In order to relate this PowerPoint to a classroom setting, I'm envisioning a classroom that I set up to provide daily education and therapy for minority students with autism, ages 7 to 9. Types of learners. Upon completing some research with local therapists, I have decided to target the underserved population of minority students with autism between the ages of 3 and 12. My classroom will serve the unserved because every child, despite ethnicity or disability, should have a chance at success. Hidden curriculum. I will provide a group activities within the classroom that will benefit the students academically, but may also help with social skills as an unspecified but welcome hidden curriculum. Room arrangement. I will provide a comfortable environment for my students that speaks to the different levels of the autism spectrum by providing materials both cognitively and physically to meet the needs of varying disabilities. I will prepare for these needs by talking to others in the field that have had success with students of different areas of the spectrum. Quiet places will be provided for sensory issues as well as natural lighting. There will be several natural materials to assist in sensory stimulation. I will also consider the equipment that is needed, such as table height, desk setup, and shelf settings to meet the needs of each child. The achievement gap. I will eliminate the achievement gap by informing the parents on a monthly basis about the needs for the school. I will ensure we have the most up-to-date curriculum by encouraging tax donations and adopt-a-book programs that will keep my school on par with others in the district. I will encourage the parents to hold my school accountable by contacting the Department of Education with any concerns they may have. All of these items will ensure that we don't fall behind other schools. Cultural bias. I will conquer cultural bias by getting to know the needs of my students and understanding their background. I will empower my students to realize that they are capable as any other student, regardless of culture. I will eliminate prejudice in the classroom by researching and celebrating the cultural differences and encouraging students to bring in items that represent their culture and families. The more we know, the less scared we become of our differences. Culture as a disability. I will eliminate the disabilities of culture by understanding the needs of my students. I will adjust my curriculum to include pictures, tactile examples, and translations to ensure that the material is understood regardless of language or cultural experience. I will promote a judgment-free classroom where students are not looked down on because of their culture, but their culture is used to teach the curriculum. Interpreting cultural conflict. I will consider all angles of the lessons I teach and examine if my work will damage someone culturally or financially. I will ask students to give their opinions on how and if we should explore some areas of cultural diversity to ensure they are invested in the class. I will celebrate culture and use it to move along discussions in my lesson plans. I will also communicate with parents to understand how they will view different aspects from the lesson through a cultural perspective. Pop culture in the world of autism. Children deserve fair representation in the world of pop culture. I will use pop culture characters in my class, but only after I have vetted them with both the students and their parents to determine if they are fair representations of the students and the disability. I will ensure that every character I use treats the representation of autism disorder with respect and never mocks or pokes fun at the disability. I will never use pop culture or pop culture characters as purely entertainment, but I will use them as teaching tools to help promote understanding toward the autistic community for typically abled observers. Culturally responsive teaching. All the ideas I have discussed in this presentation are part of a larger idea of being a culturally responsive teacher. I will achieve this ideal by including students' opinions on how I should best represent them in the class and the subject matter they would like to learn. Students will reach their maximum potential by obtaining lessons and texts complete with pictures, tactile examples, and materials in both English and converted to their native language. I will place all local and world events in cultural context for my students by including speakers that represent different cultures and their takes on said events. The classroom setting will be comfortable and represent the students' home life. I will accomplish this by encouraging the children to bring in artifacts from home and placing cultural representations around the classroom. All of these ideas together create a culturally responsive approach and will undoubtedly lead to greater connections to the curriculum and to each other.